Well, one of the most important thing about Coaching 101 is they train you to pause and think and listen and to be in the moment, to look at the other person's affect, whether they smile or grimace or move in their chair. All of those things play a component into what that person is thinking through their behavior. And so Coaching 101 teaches you to listen, not just necessarily with your ears, but with your eyes, but also with your emotions. And typically what happens when you listen to someone totally and all the things that they present to you, you wind up learning something. And in that way you can help guide or mediate their thinking or whatever they're going through in a way that's affirming to their identity because they're coming up with the answers on their own.
And when you learn how to listen the way we are trained to listen in Coaching 101, I'm listening for what is the teacher's concern. I'm not listening to give the teacher answers. I have a point of view that says the answer is within the teacher. And if they need some consulting, if they really need some answers, it will be because they're asking for that specific piece of content. But in most instances, experienced teachers have a pretty deep well of knowledge. And once they have an opportunity to talk, to think, to process, they come forth with some pretty good answers.
The level of trust has frankly just been raised, and so now we can have difficult conversations about what we do every day with kids that probably would not have been possible before. The skills seem to spread from one person to the other. I've had some teachers who've also taken Coaching 101. So aside from the fact that I have the skills, I now have people on my staff who can help in modeling the skills that are needed to be effective instructors.
My general practice before I encountered Coaching 101 was to communicate with the users in a very logical, analytical way. And what I found was that it often had the unintended consequence of intimidating people. And once I was introduced to Coaching 101, what I found was that there were a number of tools that were available that I could use to make the often difficult content areas accessible for the people who needed to use these ideas.
Coaching for me, I kind of look at it from a sports perspective of coaching. Having been a coach before in the past is a lot like Coaching 101 and being a principal, right? So you have to take people and help them become better athletes, but in this circumstance as a principal, it's helping them become better teachers and better professionals and understanding all the dynamics that go into developing our children beyond the academic side of things, and shifting paradigms and lifting consciousness has really been a valuable tool for me that has really moved the building that I'm currently in an onward and upward fashion.
I would say the biggest impact is being able to look at things through a lens that encompasses all of the aspects of dealing with my consciousness, dealing with my perspective of how to accept persons as they are, always looking from the positive lens. Being able to listen and ask probing questions so that teachers are able to do a reflection and come up with solutions for themselves rather than being dictated to.